Alrighty. Can I make this full screen? Because I swear it loves to like play in my face. It's somewhere over here where you make shit full screen, but I don't know why it doesn't want to do it for me, but I feel like I don't know how to use a computer anymore. And it comes up like minimize, close. There we go. Beautiful. All right, y'all. We're back testing every day again because I take 2 losses and I spiral and I tag every trader I know to bitch to them about it, even though I've never met them in real life. And I apologize to my new trader friends, but thank you for being my therapist. But it's crazy because it's only 2 losses. So let's just go over the losses I took this week. And I had 2 wins this week though, which is good. So last week was just a fucking wash. Last week was literally just a wash. And it's one of those things where it just was 10 a.m. news, and now I know what 10 a.m. is going to do. So basically, today, for the last 2 days, y'all, I won yesterday, but I was like, I'm not going to trade SMT anymore, like a dumbass. So when I got on the chart today, all I saw was this blue candle, and I'm like, what up, Tay? I'm like, I am looking for buys, because everyone's like, don't short all-time highs like a fucking fucktard, right? So I get on the chart and take 2 trades. First of all, my rules are 1 trade a day, but lately I've been taking 2 because, you know, I've been just doing shit like I used to, but I know I can make it back, right? I added this indicator if you want it. It's new week opening gap and daily opening gap, because we had a daily gap. The draw is always, if it's a gap, it's always going to fill it. I don't care what any other guru says, it's going to fill. It literally is going to fill. I come from options, they always fucking fill. And if you look at the SPY chart, there was a gap here on ES as well. So that's where we were going. And then obviously we have SMT with ES and NQ, and that's just a short. Like, that is my trading rules. Let me put my trading rules for y'all too as well. So y'all can help me stay, you know, on the things. Okay, whatever. So my rules are, I don't need to take a trade every day, but I usually do. I'm sorry. That's one. I'm working on it, but I don't know if I'm ever going to stop. I don't need to trade the trend, actually. I wrote this one on Wednesday after fucking losing. No trades before 10 a.m. is the main one. I'm a 10 a.m. trader. No trades before 10 a.m. Trust myself, my analysis, because I am always right, but sometimes I fucking listen to other people, or I take 2 losses and I think I'm doing something wrong is my problem. Like, it's 2 losses, girl. Like, please fucking relax. So don't be like me. No entries on anything less than the 3-minute time frame. It just, sometimes the 1 minute looks choppy and it's not on higher time frames. It's clear, no fake outs, a lot of things. Stop loss at swing highs and swing lows, and then at the reversal, and then liquidity points take profits at liquidity points or high time frame for value gaps it could reverse from, right? Look for the draw on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Look for S&T, and then adjust bracket to what the market's giving you. So one of my flaws this month as well is I started trading these lovely brackets. Like I have a 300 tick, 100 tick, I have a 300 tick take profit and a 150 tick stop loss, right? And I used to get obsessed with just making that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just getting on the chart and like taking what the market's giving me. So say like today, you know, you got in on this fair value gap. Actually, no. Where's my fair value gap indicator? Did I turn it off? Did I delete it? Well, yeah, we need to put that back. We'll go on this chart. Say you got in on this fair value gap right here, right? On a short. Or you got in on this IFEG. Where is it? Yes, you have an IFEG right here. My bracket is 150, 300. Bro, what the fuck is happening right now? As you can tell, I haven't streamed in a long time. Which I also miss it. I miss talking to you guys. Alright, this is my bracket usually, right? That's fucking insane. This is also ES. This is not NQ. This looks normal on NQ, I promise you. On NQ, it's like Let's see if I can copy. Delete. Where can I paste it? Can I not paste it? There we go. See on NQ, this is exactly what it looks like. It's so much smaller. It's literally so much smaller. Same amount of ticks, right? Boom. Okay, good. So if I got on the chart on NQ, and this was my trade, this is what my bracket would be. But technically, I need to go what the market gives me. So my stop loss will just be bigger today, and obviously our draw is the London low. The Asian low. So I'm making more money, I'm risking more today. Like, my now thought process is you have to just take what the market gives you, not fucking obsess over these 300 ticks every day. Now, sometimes I don't give a fuck, and I'll just take the 300 ticks. And I'll leave it at 150. There are days I do that. But there are days like clear like today where I knew where the draw was. And this would just make me way more money today. And some days I'll make more. And then there are some days where we're choppy all day. And maybe this is your take profit. And your stop loss is here. And maybe that's just what it is today. And you might not get those 300 ticks. But this is still a clean setup and you have a clear draw. Take it. So that's another thing, right? And then basically, so what I was doing was, we had such good price action this week, and I called it. I said, we're going to have good price action this week, y'all, and then I fumbled it. The only bad day we had was Wednesday, and I'm starting to know why. So basically, I trade every day at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. we usually get reversal or we get a clear continuation at 10. 10 a.m. rarely accumulates, and people are like, how do you know that? Because I trade at 10 a.m. Y'all have seen me trade at 10 a.m. How many times have I lost? Like once every 2 weeks, and every loss I've had has been a day like Wednesday where we somehow accumulate at 10 a.m., and then we just pop into a 15-minute fair value gap. And I couldn't tell why we were doing it. And I think I know why we're doing it now, but I can see the difference in today. We kind of ran up, but we're still like going up, down. We have pullbacks. We ran up, but we didn't run up like a tremendous amount. Like we ran up like just regular zigzaggy up, right? But this day we ran up a fuck ton. I think when we run up a fuck ton like this is the day we're just gonna consolidate for a little bit and then slowly go higher. Like we already did our run. We should like consolidate and then kind of push a little higher, but not much. I think these are the days where we do that 15-minute deep retracement, or we on 10 a.m. news. And people keep saying like, why don't you just wait for that? It doesn't look like this on the 3-minute chart, and that's what keeps pissing me off, because y'all are not ICT traders, so you might not get it. But an accumulation like yesterday, that was beautiful. This is something you don't trade. It's clear you're not trading this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not trading this. That is an accumulation you can wait for. The one on Thursday looks like, on Wednesday looks like this. It's not like a clear accumulation, like a nice move down, inverse fair value gap. And then you kind of inverse this one back to the upside again. Like, these are nice. This is not like a real accumulation. Like, obviously, yes, in hindsight, you see it, and then we finally move in the macro, and we get our bearish IFVG. But this is not something that you just don't trade. Like, everyone's like, why don't you just wait after accumulation? I'm like, this is like a normal accumulation that you just don't trade? No, this does not. If you were right here, you would think we were going short. Let's be so serious. But y'all want to act like y'all know what I'm talking about, which y'all might not if you're not ICT trader. I totally get it. But like, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about if you're ICT trader. And y'all be acting like, oh, it's just accumulation. You know it's accumulating. Like, no, you don't. Like, this is why people are like, how you getting faked out? This looks short. And even this looks like a good long. And then you still got stopped out on both trades before you really get the move. But since we ran up so much, I finally kind of know now when to wait for this setup. But again, it's not an accumulation like a real accumulation that you want to see, like this. Like, this is an accumulation that I could be like, oh yeah, I'm not trading this. But it's not that. It's giving moves, like nice kind of moves down, but not enough to give you an entry or not. That was my problem, okay? And my problem is I take 2 losses in a row and then I start switching shit up. So if I would have traded how I normally traded this week, I only would have lost on Wednesday. We got clear price action Monday. I just tried to scalp. Clear price action Tuesday, hit it. Clear price action yesterday, hit it, even though it was short. This is what I'm talking about, a short trade. I didn't get my 300 ticks this day, but we got a clean liquidity sweep, inverse fair value gap, up to data highs. Boom. Like, you didn't have to fucking... I didn't need 300 ticks today. I got a clear draw. I took it. That was yesterday. I got a win. And then today I fumbled, obviously not looking at ES. And that just is what it is, okay? So let's back test. And I want to back test tonight the 15-minute chart. So hopefully I know when to tell when it's going to accumulate at 10 a.m. But for the most part, if you are a 10 a.m. trader like me, this is what the market's going to do. I meant to make a YouTube video on this because I do have a 90% win rate. And I know the days I lose because it keeps happening. I'll look back on the chart after and we accumulate, manipulate at the 1050 macro, and then we go up. So at 10 a.m., my favorite thing, hold on, 3 things that happen at 10 a.m. If you like bigger trades, obviously people, like Tay takes shorter trades. He has a whole different bias for what he trades, but it might align with this. He took a trade that aligned with my alignment today if I was right. So what it would have been if I was paying a fucking attention. It's either going to reverse at 10 a.m., which is my favorite. The 10 a.m. reversal is why I start trading at 10 a.m. I don't know if it happens like 70%, but I feel like 65% of the time you get a 10 a.m. reversal. 2, you're going to get an immediate continuation. And we haven't even been getting those at all. At all. Which is my second favorite, but they're not like the best thing. I don't really like continuation plays at all. But usually at 10 o'clock, you can just short or buy, whether it's a reversal or whether it's like the reversal happened at 9:30 and you can just continue it up and continue it down. The draw is clear. The draw is so clear. Or lately we've been getting this 10 a.m. accumulation and then it manipulates at the 1050 to 1110 macro. So it will accumulate and then it'll either go up at this time or go down and then reverse out of it. So now that you know that these 3 things happen at 10 a.m., you should have a 90% win rate. Now you just have to know how to catch them. And you have to know how to, when you lose 2 in a row, not spiral. I know for sure now 10 a.m. news is going to do this third one. 10 a.m. news is for sure this day. Because we had 3 of those last week and it did it every day last week. 10 a.m. news for sure is going to do this. So don't even get on the chart at 10 a.m. news until 10:30, 10:45. No, I mean 10:50. We're accumulating at 10 a.m. No, this is a whole different thing. We're going to accumulate at 10 a.m. Eastern time. That's been happening. That's why everyone's been saying price action has been so shitty this week, because this has been happening. And as 10 a.m. traders, we're not used to that. Some people have been catching it. I'm not going to lie. I have not. I've lost every single one of these trades. And when I was losing, what was it? It was like November, October. I had 2 losses I lost 2 Fridays. This happened both of those Fridays. And I was like, why? And the accumulation is, like I said, it's not a clean accumulation like this. It's like it moves kind of like this, and then it moves again a little bit like this, and then it kind of moves. It moves enough where you finally, you kind of get in a trade and you get faked out. I just explained it if you're just joining, but it happened on Wednesday this week, and it happened every day last week. I can show you last week too, actually, if you want. It happened like every day last week. Now it's the one on Wednesday was nicer though. It came in and ran up a little bit, but the ones last week, we had so much clean price action Monday and Tuesday. Weren't shit for shit. So here was one. Here was the Friday one I took. I got on at 10:50 because I knew it was gonna happen. Now this one is actually a real accumulation. I don't know what I did this day. Oh, I didn't even get in early that day. That's why I didn't lose this day. I paper traded, but it's like this weird accumulation at 10 a.m. It manipulates into a fair value gap at the macro, the 1050 macro. You see to 1110, and then it just goes up to the draw at the top. And it's a shitty trade, but it's still doable. You can trade it. And then this day wasn't necessarily the worst, but it wasn't the best. It was a trade I got in. I won this trade. It was a shitty trade, though. In this fair value gap to these equal lows from London. It was really short. But again, that's what I was talking about. I don't need 300 ticks every day if I get a clean draw and a little scalpy on it like this. And then this day we did it again. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the one I lost on. You see how it moves kind of nicely, that you get all these fair value gaps that you can like inverse to the upside, to the downside. So I get faked out when we finally like inverse one of these, right? And then we finally manipulate on, did we manipulate on this one? 10, 10, 30, 9, 30, 10. don't know what, but either way, we traded sideways, and then people waited for the manipulation. This manipulation happened very late, but it does this and then manipulates and then it goes up. These are the days I lose, and they're just not fun. And this one didn't even run up that much. This day we didn't run much that much, but this one, I think this day was a day where we did get a little 10 a.m. kind of like tap in and go higher to this draw. Was that day? Yes, I took a short getting in at 9:30 like an idiot, and instead of waiting for 10 a.m. on this day. And then this day was another one of those manipulation at 10:50 to go higher, but it wasn't that good of a trade. You just took this draw here. But see, we consolidated at 10 a.m. But then we got a nice displacement down. No fair value gaps. And then you get an inverse here to the upside, but then you got stopped out still for it to go your way. Like this shit here, I'm gonna learn how to avoid it or play it, but either way, it doesn't happen that often. Just in December, it's happened a lot, so I kind of spiraled because why is this happening so much? Because I usually lose on these days and I don't give a shit, honestly. And lately, in like October and November, they were happening on Fridays. They were happening on Friday, if that helps you. But don't worry about it if you don't trade ICT or you don't give a shit. Because even with the losses of, if I lost every one of these type of trades, it would have been, I mean, if I took every trade last week, it would have been nasty. But it only is like 4 trades lost in like 7 trades in like 6 months. If that makes sense. Okay, cool. Now let's backtest. So I'm going to backtest today. Moral of the story of what I'm telling you is don't switch up your strategy for shitty price action, because I switched up my strategy, not my strategy, but I switched up how I trade to try to like accommodate for the shitty price action last week. And then the market gave me everything I wanted usually this week, and I missed my own bread and butter setups trying to switch how I trade. Like, oh, I wanted to not short all-time highs today on NASDAQ. Why did I do that? Oh, I wanted to not watch S&T today. Why did I do that? You know, like, when I should never do that. I should trade the same because S&T, beautiful setup. Honestly, my favorite days are the 10 a.m. reversal in a higher time frame fair value gap, like we got Monday and Tuesday, or S&T at the highs as soon as you get on the chart. Those 2 days, I literally could just cream. Excuse my French, but I don't know any better way to put it. When this happens, and you technically didn't even need to look at the hour time frame for the S&T today because you got it on the 15-minute as well. And the S&T indicator came on after I already lost, but it came on enough time for me to catch a short. I just have rules, and that is my punishment. If you take 2 stupid trades before you get a good setup, you have to watch the good setup leave you. Oh, you heard that? Yes, I'm sorry. Cream. But like an S&T at 9:45, you get on at 10, you can just short. That makes my toes curl. Maybe it's a better thing to say. And I missed it. Just getting in my head and doing things. And that's why I start posting and sharing my journey, because I'm not a pro like Octavia, but I am good at trading, but I've only been trading a year, so I still get emotional and I spiral. And then I tag Octavia and Tay and Kononia in all my spiral TikToks. And they haven't blocked me yet. Okay, y'all. So now to backtest, finally, after I ranted. I would have backtest if you could trade just the 15-minute and the 3-minute. I know that is not what you're supposed to do. Whatever, but that's what backtesting is for. And then let's only switch to 10 a.m. So let's see if we can see like S&T at 10 o'clock, 9:45, 10 o'clock, and then get on the charts at 10, and then enter on the 3 minutes. We have S&P 500 on the left, NQ on the right. If you're not an ICT trader, this might sound insane. However, we support all traders in my live, so I don't know how to trade supply and demand, but I did try the other day, and I wasn't that bad at it. 9 to 5 trader was helping me out. Okay, first of all, let's zoom out. We don't have any S&T, and sometimes S&T could be candles. Like one candle can wick higher on ES, and then one can wick lower on NQ. By the way, it doesn't have to be like a full swing high or swing low. We do have a 15-minute fair value gap here. And then we do have a 15-minute fair value gap here. And we are pretty high though. I don't know if we're at all-time highs or not. I'm gonna go to the 1 hour just to see, because this 15 is not looking, it's looking just like bullish as hell. Maybe it is just bullish as hell. We do have a opening gap that we already closed above. We just took the previous day high on both. We could reject on both actually. Let's see. Let's go back to the 15-minute chart. Sorry, Mexico is loud. It's loud. You're gonna hear everything outside. I can't help that. Are we at 10 a.m.? Okay, good. Let's play. Okay, well, there's that. We just ran up. It was bullish, so let's see what the 3-minute looked like and what we could have entered on. And if you're new to backtest with me, I don't execute orders because it just pisses me off. And I'd rather not just take shitty orders that we would lose on. I'd rather just look at things we could actually trade and learn from what we should be seeing, not just, oh, here's an entry and then we're wrong. So 10, 12, 10 a.m. is here. So, I mean, you could have gotten a buy right at 10 a.m. on the 3-minute chart because it did tap into this fair value gap. So right after this fair value gap tap, you could have had a limit order here if you wanted it. I'm not really a limit order trader anymore in case we inverse. But I don't know if you're going to get a nice push off of this because this candle closed pretty big. But how much higher are we going to go? How much higher are we going to go? I don't know. I don't think you might get more, but you might. Told you. Exactly. Just wait for the 10 a.m. reversal. See what I'm saying? People are like, don't short all-time highs. Look what happens when you don't. Just wait for the 10 a.m. reversal. Sorry, I've not been reading the comments. You're amazing for it, for having just been a year. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I try. Yes, I'm new these last few months. I've been trying to see how much my contracts are. I want to fund my account with 5K. Period. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people get into trading and want to grow their account, which I think can be very hard on psychology. Maybe because I'm a woman, but I put psychology-friendly strategies before anything. And I feel like if you put $5,000 in an account and then set a goal for what you want to make a day and not try to grow that account, but withdraw like every day or every week, you can make some serious money. Don't take my word for it. But that's what I want to do. I plan on putting like 5 to 10K in an account, maybe even 20, and making like $1,000 a day, withdrawing it. And then once my bank account gets to like 50, 60, whatever the fuck, then just, putting half of that in the account and growing it from there. Because if you start trying to take 5K to 100K, you're going to stress yourself out and give yourself a hernia, I feel like. Okay. So this is not even 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is here. And then if you just waited for the reversal, you got an IFEG right here. Candle close under it would be your entry. Now, realistically, how many of y'all would have gotten that buy right there? Honestly, maybe me. I know myself, I'm trigger happy. That's why I try to get on right at 10 o'clock to not get in any dumbass trades. You know what I'm saying? However, if you do, keep your stop loss short. As soon as you inverse this fair value gap, that is the trade you should have waited for. And that's why I started trading at 10 a.m. in general. I'm a reversal trader, and you usually get a nice 10 a.m. reversal, and you can just take it down to the 15-minute fair value gap. That's a good trade. And how many ticks is this? 242 ticks in profit, which is pretty decent. I try to get 300 a day, but you know, I had to let go of that as well. I used to just sit here trying to get 300 every day and just take what the market gives you. If it gives you 150, you get 150. Trading as a woman is hard, let me tell you, but once you break through that barrier, yes. My problem is I take like 2-3 losses in a row. If I lose once and then win the next day, I'm fine. But if I take 2 or 3 losses in a row, I somehow spiral like I just lost so much money. I don't even think I'm like halfway to losing any of my funded accounts at all. Like, it's like I have nothing to worry about, but still here I am spiraling. But let's go to the next day. That was a terrible day for backtesting. What is this price action? What month is this? January. Oh well. Yeah, it's that. Yeah, the emotional part honestly is the hardest part. After you find a strategy, finding a strategy is hard, and then learning how to trade it and not fumble it is the next hard part. All right, what do we got? Okay, this is a reversal. I feel like that looks pretty nice to just take to the London highs. And then, but you can also wait for this fair value gap to be inverse if you want. We could bounce off this fair value gap. So you can either look for a change in the state and delivery. What I used to do too back in the day, I used to mark out buy side and sell side, and then I would just wait to see if I love when this happens. Like if we close above, we're going here. If we bounce out, we're going here. I probably should bring that back, honestly. Frame, I made 20K on puts. Period. 20K on puts on people. That's funny. Same. Trading will help me. Okay, y'all are having a side conversation I cannot focus on. I'm out of the game. But yeah. Okay, like that. So once you got this candle closed right here, you could have traded. And Tay's been following me for a long time since I started going live on TikTok. And I used to trade on the 15-minute chart just like this, for real, for real. And it was so nice sometimes. I don't even know why I stopped. Boom. Liquidity taken. Boom. This is what you want to happen. Beautiful. So just wait for a reaction off the gap. And I know the 15-minute sounds like a long time frame, because one of my people who do one-on-ones with me was like, how do you sit on higher time frames? Like, you have to have so much patience. I'm like, no, I actually don't. I have to sit on higher time frames to not take two stupid trades like I did today. Like, I have to get on the 3-minute time frame when I'm ready to enter a trade, and I try to stay on the 15-minute for real, for real. I really do. How do you learn to read the chart so confidently? I feel like I'm good with everything but that. Let me see. How did I? Honestly, it kind of came a little naturally to me, honestly. Like when 2020, I was calling charts but not taking trades just a straight scammer. I wasn't like selling anything, but I knew where it would go. But I feel like you have to, one, watch price action videos. Because you just need to know that the market zigzags ups and zigzag downs or just trades sideways. That's really what it does. Let me see if I can find the... I should have prepped this before I got on here because I haven't done this in so long. I used to just be in the SWATs doing this. Where is the path? The path. I don't know where he is. I feel like path was in shapes. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so the market just zigzags up, right? And then it just zigzags down. Not all the time. Now, sometimes it can just run straight down, but it's still zigzag before or after. Or it will just trade. What is happening? It will just trade sideways. So once you just learn that, number one, right? That's just how, because you have to learn how the market moves. This is how the market moves. Up, down, side to side. Boom, right? And then Octavia just made a video on this. The candles, how candles move. So a candle is a time frame, whatever time frame you're on, each candle represents that. So each candle is 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes. So this candle is just 15 minutes in time. It was doing all this. It came down, and then it came up a little bit. The wicks are the highest point and the lowest point the candle has ever been. Got that? And then this will be on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube, so this will upload to YouTube if you need to rewatch this. I also talk fast and I mumble. I'm sorry. I'm from the South. We don't enunciate. The open of going up candle means we open at the bottom, close at the top, the body part, right? And then a downward candle means we opened up here, highest point we've ever been, lowest point we've ever been, closed at the body. So you need to understand that, right? The market moves up, the market moves down, the market can move sideways. Each candle is just what's happening in real time, how the price is moving. Once you understand that, you need to find a strategy that allows you to see when the market is going to bounce somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm not one of those people who hates on strategies, but the top two in the game are ICT and supply and demand. I feel like you cannot go wrong with either one of those. Now, you can still trade support resistance. I know Gorgeous Trader, she trades like MACD and trends. Like, there's people who trade a bunch of different things. I have an EMA on here that I rarely look at, but sometimes it helps me not get scared to take a trade. Some people trade patterns, some people trade trend lines. I don't mind trend lines either if I were to go back to like not ICT. I don't mind trend lines, I don't mind EMAs, honestly. And then once you understand that, you need to find a strategy. So for me, ICT helped me because he showed me like, it made me understand where the market was going to reverse from. So I'll explain it in ICT terms, and then if you don't like it, you should watch the supply and demand videos or watch. I always say 9 to 5 trader. He goes live after me, and then obviously Octavia's another supply and demand trader. There's a bunch, and then just see what you like best. Because my thing is, you have to find what clicks for you. ICT like clicked for me. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh bitch, I'm about to be a profitable trader in 6 months. And kind of did. I really was like a break-even trader, but I was instantly like not losing money. I wasn't really profitable, but I wasn't really losing money. ICT stands for Inner Circle Trader. He has a YouTube channel on TikTok, and he talks, and he makes it kind of hard for beginners, I'm not gonna lie. But ICT is an Inner Circle Trader, and he popularizes concepts. I'm not gonna say he created them. I'm not trying to get in any wars with people, but he popularized these concepts. And basically, to simplify ICT for y'all, it's just the market is going to swing highs and swing lows always, and fair value gaps. So basically, how I trade is I want the market to either come take out a swing high or swing low, or come into a fair value gap and then go to a swing low, like we just did here. We got into this fair value gap and then we took out this low. That's how I trade every day. Of course. And then two, I think one of the things that helped me get profitable so fast is you gotta tailor your trades to your emotions. So like I said, I don't have the patience to get on at 9:30 and sit. I have to get on right at 10 because sometimes 9:30 has fake outs. And it's funny because I've been saying this, and a lot of gurus and a lot of people on Twitter are now trading at 10 a.m. But some people but there are good trades at 9:30. Like today we had a good trade at 9:30, and then there's days where 9:30 is just booty, right? And then there's days, but I feel like at 10 o'clock, usually if it's booty at 9:30, it doesn't matter, you still get a trade. If it's good at 9:30, you get a trade. And my favorite days are days like today and like on this, where 9:30 takes us up into a higher time frame for value gap or to some S&T point, and then we reverse at 10 a.m. Like that is my bread and butter setup. I need to see a breakup structure, opposite side, drawing liquidity. Well, yes, on the lower time frame, but this is the 15-minute. So yes, on the lower time frame, you do want to either get a IFEG, which I trade now. So basically, for me, I watch all entry models, all three, because sometimes your IFEG is higher than your market structure shift. So like on this day, your IFEG close was way higher than your market structure shift. But a lot of people, you can still wait for the market structure shift. You see what I'm saying? But if you want to get entry here, you got an entry here instead of getting entry down here. Honestly, it doesn't matter. You still get a big move. So, you know. But then some days, your IFEG is like down here, and then your market structure shift is higher. And then I added in CISD as well when we did a change in the state delivery, because it is always higher than your market structure shift. It's the body of the candle versus the wick. So instead of getting in down here for the market structure shift, for your CISD, which is change in the state delivery, you will get in at this candle close here. So you have three options of getting in. You see what I'm saying? And then some days they're higher or lower depending on how the market moves. So IFEG. So IFEG, yes, is a fair value gap that's inversed to the opposite side. So unlike most people, I make things easy on myself. I use the fair value gap indicator. It's off right now, but on this chart, it's on, right? And I keep my fair value gaps green and red. Not when I backtest, sorry for y'all, but I usually do them green and red, because if it's red, if we close above it, we should go up. It did kind of fail on here. On the 15-minute, you can't really hold the IFEGs too strong. You need to let them play out a little bit first, because it will do this close a lot on the 15-minute. But on like a lower time frame, we made this bullish green gap to go higher, right? Once we close above it, we should go lower. And you don't have to take it down to the Asian low. I like session highs and lows for liquidity. That's just how I move. Some people like the daily only, but it doesn't hit the daily all the time. It'll hit sessions before it hits more than it'll hit the daily. And you know me, I like to trade as much as possible. So I know sessions hit more. Or you can just take this IFEG just to this liquidity point. You don't even need that much. Some people, that's all they need for a trade. Once we inverse this, boom. And then a fair value gap that's respected properly is like this one. We made a bearish one going down. We came back up, tapped into it, closed out bearish. That's a regular respected fair value gap. I inverted one means it's the opposite color. So once we close back above this red gap, we're going up. Let's see if there's an example. We do that fair value inverse here as well. We came back. This is a really good setup too. When you come up into a bearish gap, which you want to go lower, you get a liquidity sweep in the bearish gap, and you get an inverse fair value gap to the downside. That is another one that makes your toes curl. Obviously, it's lunch, so it's a choppy move, but this is something you could take with no scaredness in your heart. And your target is just this liquidity point, or you can hold it and see if you get more than that, but I don't think you do. And then we reverse from this liquidity point, and then here you don't have any fair value gaps to enter buys off of. So you have to only wait for the market structure shift. See what I'm saying? Like, you just watch for all three, because you usually get, if you waited for the market structure shift on this short here that's already too short, you wouldn't have got into like almost to your TP, versus the IFVG gave you better. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. So you normally trade on the 15-minute in the 15-minute option. Don't short at all-time high. That's funny, right? I should get that tattooed on my ankle or something. Don't short all-time highs. Just watch SMC. Just watch for SMT, but yes, don't short whenever you want. I built my whole career on taking trades that just happen at 10 a.m. Whether it's against the trend, with the trend, whether it's big, whether it's short, whatever I see at 10 a.m., if it's clean enough, I'm gonna take it. So you normally trade on a 15-minute chart. No, yeah, honestly, when I was the most profitable, yes. Lately, I've been just doing a bunch of random stuff and been paying for it. But yes, because even today, if you entered on the 15-minute chart, we did get an IFVG. We knew our target was this daily gap, opening gap, which I completely missed. I went for a run after I traded, and I got back on the chart. I'm like, what is this? What is this? The gap, if there's a gap, we're going there. Like, this is a day that was just so easy and spelled out for us. If you were watching ES, obviously I was only watching in Q. But you got an IFVG to the downside on this 15-minute gap. You could have entered right there on that 15-minute gap. 15-minute candle close to the nog, and then stop loss at the high of the candle. And you got almost a 1 to 4. And you didn't have to go on a lower time frame. And I used to do this a lot, just trade the 15-minute chart. Because on days where it's choppy, maybe like those 10 a.m. days where I need to sit down, it's very clear on the 15-minute versus on the 3. This could look like some good movement. Which, if you get a reversal somewhere up here on the 3-minute or the 1-minute and take it to this low, like, that is a valid trade. So it's like, who's to say? But I try to get on the chart, and I usually like to sit on the 4-hour. I feel like the 4-hour can be, most of the days it's the most clear of all the charts, but then there's some days when it's not. However, I do like the 15-minute as well, because it's one of those charts where you can see the smaller S&T. Like, obviously, I was too zoomed in to not see the S&T from here and here. We're clearly lower on ES and higher on NQ that I just completely missed. And I missed that opening gap. Just crazy. ICT would be very disappointed in me today. However, even without me zoomed out, I saw we had S&T anyway on these candles here. We made a lower low on ES, and then we made a higher high on NQ. So even if you were zoomed in, you still got S&T. And the 15-minute S&T usually gives you a nice little push, because we did get S&T here on this buy, my second buy. We got S&T here, and then we inverted a bearish fair value, bullish fair value gap. It was like a tiny bearish one here to the upside, and I got in, this blue candle close with this S&T, but it was a lower time frame S&T. It wasn't as strong as this S&T up here, and then it dumped, obviously. So I only try to make 1K daily. Yeah, you can do that. If you're on a 5K account, you can definitely make 1K daily, and then just like deposit it every day. Don't try to grow your account first. I feel like that's where people fuck up, and that's why I tell like people, because a lot of people get on here and tell you you can't be profitable in 6 months, 3 months, whatever. Now you can, but a lot of people are what they're trying to turn 5,000 to 10,000. They're trying to, hit these home runs. They're trying to get 7 million in funding. Like they just make these big audacious goals for themselves. That I feel like you have to just do things in the beginning that are emotionally good for you. If that is scalping, do it. If that's this, do it. And like, just deposit money every day. Cause I think that's what I'm gonna do in 2025. I'm gonna they bite off more than they can chew. And there's nothing wrong with it taking 5, 6, 7 years to learn how to trade. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying if you locked in and simplified it like I did, you can learn things faster than, Like when I started being profitable, I literally was on the 1 minute chart and I only traded market structure shifts. Only. And it worked for a good bit until it didn't. And I was like, why did we reverse here? Or it would go my way a little bit and then it would not hit my TP and it would reverse like here, and I'd be like, why did it reverse here? And then I learned we'd have a 1 hour for value gap here or a 15-minute for value gap here, and I just started adding more stuff. But you really can learn this kind of fast. Like even Tay right now, Cinti in the chat, like I'm pretty sure he's been training for like 6 months, and he's already like making like money every day. So it's like just focus on something. Like for me, again, it was ICT and just fair value gaps and liquidity. And then to help you learn faster than I did, look on the higher time frames. Or if you do lower time frames, just take it to a liquidity point. What is happening? You know what I'm saying? Like there's people who trade like Tay trades. I don't know how to trade like him, so I'm not gonna just fuck up his strategy like that. But there's people who just trade like liquidity to liquidity on the 1 minute. It looks the same on here, so you could have just traded here and then took it down to here. And that's how I started trading. I traded just the session highs and lows. So we already swept the London high. I would assume we're going to London low. And then there's days when we wouldn't. We would just continue up all day, but I would just trade that and now just take my exit here and move on about my day. Liquidity, question mark. You're funny. Liquidity is just swing highs and swing lows. It's not even anything complicated. It's technically, some people it's where orders lie or whatever, but it's just a swing high and a swing low. That's all it is. All these points up and down, that's just what liquidity is. So, it is what it is. So I just try to say we're going there. And then, like I said, on higher time frames, there's like the daily opening gap, any gap. There's always a gap beginning of the week. So if you see a gap like this, we're most likely going there, take the trade to there. Or like I said, Asian and London session liquidity points. And then if you got real greedy and wanted it, to this swing low down here, you didn't get it. So do with that what you will. What's your course? What is your course? What your course is going over? What are you asking me? My course that I'm selling or what we're going over right now? Sorry. I don't know what you're asking. I do have a course, but here's what you should do. Number one. So if you want to learn how to trade, number one, this is what you're gonna do. You're not gonna pay anyone until you need it, okay? Me and Octavia always say this. What does your course go over? You're fine. So my course goes over liquidity, like I'm doing now, fair value gaps, how the market moves. It goes over S&T divergence, so I'm not going to go over today, but I kind of showed you what it is. It goes over S&T divergence, price action. It tells you exactly how to trade from zero, like the steps you should be taking to start. It tells you, I show you all my indicators that I'm using, and I have a note with all the things in it. It's only $8. But now that I'm backtesting again, just join the lives, honestly. Just join these lives. But in the lives, I'm not going to teach anything for real. I mean, I did teach a lot today, I felt like. But I usually just backtest, and we just talk about it. Like, I'm not saying what it is. I'm just saying, here's this level. We reverse from here to this liquidity point. I don't really explain. However, like I said, I say this all the time. I'm not a scammer, and I actually want to learn. I actually do trade and make money trading. Go to YouTube first and watch ICT 2022 mentorship. That's what I watched. That's how I got to this point. If you don't understand it and you need it simplified, that's what my courses are for. Now that I'm going to be backtesting every day, though, I don't know how long I'm going to do this. You might as well just join these. This is as hands-on as you're going to get. And then I'll stop again maybe when I'm ready. I do these when I'm like really spiraling. And then you should be backtesting. You should be backtesting anyway. You can do it with me, but this helps you like when you're losing, and this helps you test your strategy. So say you like supply and demand, you come on here and you practice supply and demand. Say you like ICT like I do, you get on here and you practice ICT like I'm doing right here. That's what you should do, and it really helps you. Is backtesting reviewing what you traded for today? No, backtesting is replaying in real time like you're trading the market. So this is the day, January 2023. I was trading this day, but I don't even know if I took this trade. I don't even remember. I probably did. But we're just practicing in real time. Like I'm not acting like, oh, I traded this last year, I know what I'm doing. No, you go and you practice like you would in real time. Like how would you trade this in real time? That's what backtesting is. It's this, and you come on the charts and you mark up and you do what you gotta do, and then it actually lets you take real orders and stuff too. Like you can actually see how much money you'd make. You can put how much money is going to be in your account. You can do this, and then I don't like setting orders because I also like am really bad at setting orders on this app. On this, they just updated it too. So I'm like, here we go, place order. It's supposed to, oh, there you go. Click it, place order, and it tells you what your loss would be, $100, your profit, $169. Boom. Save and journal. What do I do? Sell limit, no, I need market. Save and journal, boom. And now it does it, and then we play it. We'll see if we lose or we win. You actually can see how much money you make. Boom, we lost. See? So you can do that as well on here. I personally don't like to do that because if y'all watch Ku Thao, he does this all the time, and I feel like he just takes all these trades and then he loses, and I just feel so bad for him. And I'm like, just stop and look at the market and look at what's happening at the time you trade. That's what I like to do. If you get on here and just take a bunch of shitty orders, you in the beginning, it doesn't help you. It could though. It could make you more confident to see how much you'd make and how much you would lose. I personally don't, because I forget to like place the order. I forget to like trail out and scale in and stuff. I forget how to do all that. But you can like set your order, and we can do another one. So we lost that trade. As you see, we're negative $100 at the bottom. Well, y'all probably can't because I have this arm here, but you can see we're negative $100. And then you can do it again. You say, okay, this is obviously not how you should trade. You should not just be buying and selling at random points on the chart. But say you want to try it again, you click on it, place order. We're risking 100 to make 200. Great risk reward, save and journal. Play that thing on out. And are we gonna get it? And then you could do this. Something, I think you can like scale out your position, but I forgot how to do it. I really did. You can scale out your position, but we only have one contract, I'm pretty sure, so I don't even think we can scale out our position. Can you move your take profit? I mean, yeah, we could do that. Let's see if it will close us out. Close us out, and now we made some of our money back. Boom. You know, like you can actually like do what you gotta do and like scale in, scale out, and take trades if you really want to do that. But I like to treat it just like a game, and like a matching game. Like, where is it going, up or down? Where are we going, up or down? So that's, it'll train your eye. Exactly. It will train your eye to know when we're going to trade. So basically, what was this day showing us? 10 a.m. We came, okay, I think we do have S&T. I think, let me see. Yes, so we have S&T here. I love this. This is like my bread and butter. So even on a continuation, you want to see some fucking S&T on the 15-minute chart at 10 o'clock. This I could trade all day. Boom. Buy. Don't even look at anything. Buy immediately at 10 o'clock. Boom. S&T will do that to you. But then there's some days where it looks like S&T and then they both just go down. But obviously you have a good movement, and then you go on the 3-minute chart and try to get a better entry. Or the 1-minute chart, whatever you like. So we got S&T here. Candle close out is here. So that's where your trade is, and then I guess a 1 to 2. If you want more, put it. I don't know if you're gonna get 1 to 2 from that. You know, don't get greedy now. It should be the swing low, but if it's a big wick like that, I won't make it my stop loss until if we get close to this, like we pull back a bit, I will move it. But if not, like I'll just put it above the gap, and then you can just. Or this would be a day where I probably would just leave. Oh, I do my 300. Will we get my 300? We do. That's why I like 300. It's a good number. It's a good amount. 300 ticks. Boom. Got it. Stamped. Made it. Ooh, looks hard to predict, but I know practice makes perfect. Exactly. So basically, what days you go live because you stopped after you was trading live in front of people. I know I do it in the Discord now. I'm charging y'all for that type of content. Sorry. But you know, I think I'm gonna go live with y'all one day. I stopped because there's a lot of trolls. Even Canonia Trader, he stopped trading live too. He has a group now too. We done moved up in the world. However, there's a lot of trolls when you trade for free on TikTok. And they get in my head. Like I've only trained a year. So sometimes I let people get in my head, so I don't trade live anymore. I will do these backtesting sessions again though. But yeah, it does look hard, but you just practice. So that's also in my course, like what to do that will help you tremendously, like train your eye, but you can without backtesting, like something you can do in the markets in real time. Koinonia, Koinonia trader. He's dope. He used to trade live, but now he has a boot camp and he trades live with his boot camp. So, but there's other people who trade live on here. That are decent. Some of them. There's a few. There's a guy I watch every morning a little bit, and I forgot his name, but I see him all the time. Yeah, Coin's my boy. Yes, him and Tay are like my besties for real. I talk to them like every day, like literally every day. And there's some people on Instagram like Greg Trades. I talk to like every day, and it's cool. And it's so funny I think about that because we live in a world where you see people on TikTok and Instagram, like all these gender wars, and they're like, oh my God, like you DMing bitches and you did it. And I'm like, I really talk to so many people on the internet now for trading in like a non-weird way. And it's like, people make everything weird for no reason. Like, it's just so funny. It's like, we all talk. Oh, there's a new girl. You know how I am. I want us to have a new trading space. Like, no shade to the gurus, but I really can we can leave them in the past. No shade. And there's a girl on here called Trades by Sequoia, I think. And she is she posts her she really just posts how much she made her loss. She doesn't really show it yet, but she shows how you can trade with a little bit of money. Like her wins are like $60, her loss is like $20. And I've seen Koinonia and Tay, I think, and Gorgeous Trader. I think we all follow her. There's a few people coming in the game, and I feel like we are the new space, and I don't think any of us will lose touch with reality. I hope not. It's too early to tell, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like Koinonia is cool. I'm sure he's married with kids. I think Gorgeous Trader is a teacher. Me and Octavia both work in film, so we were hot-headed. We would have had I had my hot-headed phase already, I think. Once I start when I worked with Kanye West and Lady Gaga, you couldn't tell me nothing. But obviously, it doesn't matter. I don't work with them anymore. And no one even believes me if I tell them if you didn't know me beforehand. So it doesn't even matter. And if I do lose touch with reality, y'all better eat me up in the comments, please. If I get on here and start saying dumb shit you chose to be broke, and if you're broke, it's your fault, and life is hard, and if you don't own a Lambo, you're stupid. If I get on here saying that, please get me doxxed off this app. But basically, this is what you want to do. You want to learn, you want to backtest, and I do this, honestly, after I have a few losses, even though losses come with trading. I want to show people that you can spiral with losses and still be profitable. I'd be more profitable, but it just happens after a winning streak. I just came from a 90% winning streak for 3 months. Then I lost 3 trades in a row, and I'm ugh, but it's girl, it's 3. It's 3 trades. And I have good risk management. It's $150. I spent $150. I spent $300 today buying something on Amazon. Girl, please relax. Please relax. but I tend to spiral and I have to like back test. And then I spiral and then I take more losses today that were unnecessary. That's why you have to like make sure you don't do that, because I did today. I fumbled Monday and today, which were two good setups. I caught them Tuesday, Thursday, which I'm proud of myself. But it just hurts to lose. I don't mind losing, but losing a setup that I like today was a setup that I would like pray to God every day for, and I fumbled it. Like that hurts. So we have SMT at these highs. Snob is where it's at. What's Snob? Who's that? Is that a trader or is that of something else? Anyway, SMT at these highs. We do have this weird, nice wick here, but the app will do this, and then once you play the candle, it'll go its way. It's just this is how the candle looks right now because it's 10 o'clock. But let's just see, because this does look very bullish. So let's just make sure. And then actually, see, here's the problem. We have SMT at these highs, and then we also have SMT at these lows. Which one is stronger? We swept this low. Maybe so this one, I'm trying to see. I think the SMT at the top is more new than this one at the bottom. But who's to say? Maybe that's when we go on the lower time frame. And that's maybe where we wait. The lower time frame is showing us that we actually still want to go higher as well. Okay, so maybe it is a buy at 10 a.m. Let's play it out a little bit. Let's play it out slowly. All right. SMT at the highs seems to be holding a little stronger. This is a nice bearish candle. Maybe NQ is going to the Asian lows, which are equal lows, which is another strong liquidity point. I also get more in detail on my course about which 3 liquidity points are the strongest, which 3, fair value gaps are the strongest, like things like that, like into detail. But again, I always tell people that my course is only if YouTube is stressing you out. You should go to YouTube first. It's a last resort. Will we go to these lows? Let's see, y'all. Boom. Got them. Snatched. Stamped. Boom. See, that's what you need. And then we went SMT again. No, we didn't. Wait. You have to put the time on the cursor. Okay, these two are the same. It's these two and these two. So it's not SMT. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not. Like, this is they're both lower, but this is way lower than this lower. Either way, we had SMT at the time from here and here, from the top head, right? And then you're looking for shorts. That's it, Like, you can literally trade just off SMT, and I abandoned the 15-minute chart, but it is very clear on the 15-minute chart, the best. Like, in that, so I can know at 10 a.m. immediately if I'm getting it or not. It helps me with continuation plays, because there was one day we ran down at 9:30, and we wound up running down all day. And at 10 o'clock, we had SMT because NQ tapped into a fair value gap, and ES did not tap into the fair value gap. Like, it could be as small as that to be like, okay, that's our SMT to continue lower for sales. You know what I'm saying? You probably don't know what I'm saying. But it's like little things like that that can just help you, do what you gotta do. And then there's days where you're just gonna be emotional and you're gonna just mess up. Or you're gonna be like, oh, I lost today, so now I wanna take a smaller trade like I did and got stopped out because I had a 75 tick stop loss, which is a fucking joke. On a move that I like to take. Obviously not on moves that like Tay or other people like to take. But for me, it came and stopped me out immediately, and then it went on to the gardens. So let's do another one. But you just get on the chart, like this, and you just back test it out. And I mean, it's already almost been an hour, which I usually only do an hour, so it should be time for us to wrap it up. But we'll do one more. Let's see. We see, that was our SMT. Yeah, we went higher on ES here, boom. And then we went lower on NQ here, boom. And that's when sell. You don't even need any other confluence in that, sell. and you were good. And then your target, honestly, like I said, Asian equal lows. You might get this low too, but it's giving. It might be S&T on one of these, the low as well. Like one of these is gonna take out this low, and the other one's not, and then you'll move back up. And that's just what it is. So if you don't have any more questions, since it's a Friday night, I mean, I'm not literally doing anything on a Friday night. So, but if y'all, I feel like y'all wanna go turn up, but I'll be back on tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern for those who know. This is what I do. And then Monday and Sunday, I do things with my Discord, but the Discord is like very interactive at the moment because there's only like 15 people in there. So I might go live with y'all or both of them at the same time. We also have inverse Pravada gap here. So if you were extra scared of this choppiness, that's why like the 15-minute, it shows you some choppiness. You could have just entered right after here somewhere to those lows. That's why I'm like, you can trade the 15-minute. Like people act like, you know, you're gonna get a late entry. It's not the 1 minute, it's not the 3, but you still get a nice entry. Let's see what it looks like on the 3-minute. Wrong chart. Yeah, it's still a great entry. And you got in after all this hoopla. Now, that looks good to me. When was 10 a.m.? 10 a.m. was here. So, I mean, the entry is still pretty good at the 10 minute, but it would have been this. So it would have been nicer at the 10 minute. But some days it's not. And either way, it doesn't matter. If you wait till you're for sure, you risked a lot less. You didn't make as much, but you risked more to make more, and then you risk less to make like a little bit less. So, you know, you do with that what you will. And then it doesn't matter. Some days you get this, some days you get this. Just take what the market gives you and just, you know, make sure you have your stop loss at a point where, you know, it won't reverse from. Maybe even here because there's a lot of equal highs up here. And then you know what? You take the trade. And you didn't, and since we have this chop here, you could just, if you got in at 10, you could just took your profit here and then you could have got back in again. I used to do that too when I first started going live on TikTok. I didn't want to get greedy, so I would sell at a point I know it's a liquidity point, even though I'm sure we're probably going to Asian, but just in case, I would sell here, and then once we get something else, if we bounce up and then we get another candle close below, I would get in again. I would do that sometimes. Like I would sell at a place we might can reverse from, and then if we inverse it, I'll be like, okay, we good. But yeah, thank y'all for joining. That was a good first live back, even though I had to get my bearings back because I just clearly haven't done this in a while. But I'll see y'all tomorrow at 8, and I'm sure some other people are going on now live, a bunch of traders, so join theirs, and yeah, see y'all tomorrow. What are these dogs doing?